I'm Dr. Wendy Lee White, licensed naturopathic doctor, nutritionist, and educator. Today, I would like to explain to you and help you understand what makes my philosophy different than your average physician, average nutritionist, average doctor of any sort, never mind naturopathic doctor. So we'll talk about three main points, and then we'll talk about the tune into your body philosophy. So the three main points are tune into your body, to listen to your body. The second is to prioritize self-care. And the third is to get rid of shoulds and guilt and judgment. And then we'll talk about the 5 essentials within the tune into your body concept. So the first point in my tune into your body philosophy is listening to your body. Now, many of us are on, I call it the gerbil wheel of life or the conveyor belt of life, and living in that mode is that fast-paced, automatic pilot, not really mindful and paying attention, but mindless, autopilot, multitasking, just going on kind of that routine without really questioning or thinking, does this work for me today? Can I do something different? Would I feel better mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically if I did something different? Being in this automatic pilot, in this go, 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 stressed focus, is really putting us in a constant either threat mode, reward seeking, kind of that upregulated sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, etc. mode. Now, if you're in that mode, go, 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 stress response, not super mindful, and let me be honest, that's where most of us live. That's how our culture is designed. Unless we take a pause and say, wait a minute, that's not how I want to be. I don't feel great doing that. I feel disconnected and frazzled and frantic. Unless we pause and say, hold on, it's really hard to hear the information that our body tells us. If I've made a conscious shift to be living more mindfully, paying more attention, making decisions moment to moment, rather than staying on that gerbil wheel or conveyor belt, whatever works best to image it in your brain. If I'm being more mindful, I can hear what my body is telling me. So when I begin to get a headache, not full-fledged crazy headache, if I begin to get a headache, I can then say, oh, am I thirsty? Oh, am I hungry? Oh, wait, am I tense? And I can catch it. If, however, I'm in speeding through life, go, 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 when my body begins to speak to me and gives me that little bit of a headache saying, something's off, if I'm not paying attention, the body has to speak more loudly. It has to really give me a headache to get my attention. At that point, it's harder to then rehydrate or catch up on your nourishment or get your shoulders out of your ears if you weren't listening to the early signs. So that first bullet point regarding tune into your body philosophy, listening to your body, is a heck of a lot easier if you set yourself up to be able to hear the subtle cues that your body gives you. Rarely do you go from 0 to maximum in an instant. Usually your body's going to give you some early warning signs, some early cues. The more you're listening, the more you're living mindfully, paying attention, the more easily you'll be able to hear what your body is telling you and then respond appropriately and respectfully. Your body's saying, hey, this is what I need. Why would we want to do that? Ignore it, I mean. If you had a child who was saying, I'm thirsty, would you tell them to just wait? Well, that's if your body's saying, hey, I have a little bit of a headache, I'm thirsty. Give it what it needs and it will be quiet. It will be happy. It will be satisfied. That's listen to your body. That's the first part of my tune into your body philosophy. The second part is prioritizing self-care. Often I hear from patients that they don't get enough sleep and that's the cause of their headaches, or that's the cause of their mental fatigue, or that's the cause of their body just feeling like it doesn't have enough energy. So, they know they don't sleep and they know they need more, or they eat a food on a regular basis that irritates them, or they're very, very sedentary, even though they know that their mood is going to improve if they just go for a walk. All of these things are self-care. Sleeping enough, choosing foods that work for you most of the time, moving your body on some level, all of these are self-care. When we choose to prioritize self-care, to prioritize respecting our body's needs, the body's going to be happier, healthier, and more vital. It's not selfish to care for ourselves. The more attention we give to caring for ourselves, the more attention the body gets, the more nourished it feels, the more it has all the ingredients that it needs mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically to function well and to have great vitality. So listen to your body, prioritize self-care. And the third is abandon guilt. Finding your best self requires a myriad of details throughout each and every day of our lives. But that doesn't mean that we have to be perfect. We are human beings. You hear me say this a lot: mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. We're human beings with nuances. We are not machines. We are not black and white robots. We are human beings, fleshy. So when we know that things are needs of ours, I need to connect to my husband on a regular basis if we are each to be well. To know that need and to ignore it is not respectful. However, that doesn't mean we have to be perfect. When I, for example, talk to patients who say they tend to move their bodies 3 to 5 days a week, and there are some days each week where they just don't get it to fit in, or they feel like they need rest. Perfect. There is no need to feel guilty on those days where they didn't find movement. If you eat foods that you know work for you 75 to 80% of the time, your health is probably improving. There's no expectation or need to be 100% perfect. In fact, I talked about a song that I sang with my Aurora chorus, something about cracks letting the light in. It was much more eloquent than that. But there's a YouTube video in there on my channel if you're interested in it's. I can never think in the moment because I feel pressured. So I can't even think of the author of the words of that the cracks let the light in song. Anyway, it was pretty fabulous. My point is, we don't have to be perfect. It's not even that you don't, it's not even that you don't have to be, it's also that you don't need to be. Meaning, as a human being, to have optimal vitality, we have to be flexible. The more gentle and loving we are with ourselves, the healthier we are. Mind, body, spirit, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. Mind and body, spirit, and physical. They're all connected. If you have an expectation that you have to be perfect, in your stress management, in your sleep, in your food choices, in your movement patterns. Think about the level of stress that you feel on a day-to-day basis to perform all of these things perfectly. That stress is doing you harm, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So the more you can abandon guilt, embrace your ability to live in the moment mindfully, consciously, the healthier you become. Because if you're stressing about food, that stress is doing you more harm than the piece of chocolate cake that you just ate that you want to beat yourself up for. It's that simple and that powerful. Be more loving and flexible with yourself, and your stress goes down and your health goes up, because stress is physiologically felt on all levels in the body. So this is a long-winded way of introducing you to my philosophy. Unique, flexible, mindful, listening to your body, prioritizing self-care, and abandoning guilt. How I do that within any of my guidance is through focusing on the 5 essentials. Nourish, which is food, hydration, and supplementation. Move, which is active movement, physical active, I'm moving my body. And passive, hydrotherapy and things that help increase circulation within. Nourish, move. There's choose, which is how we choose to live. Sleep, chemical exposure, how we translate our values to our calendar, that's choose. Then there's connect. Connect to yourself, connect to others, connect to something greater. And the 5th essential is balance. That's where we look at your nervous system. Are you frenzied, frazzled, in that fight or flight? Do you perceive your system to be in safety? Or are you so overwhelmed that you curl up in a ball and you shut down? Your nervous system helps guide your physiology and your health. So those are the 5 essentials that we explore when we work with my Tune Into Your Body philosophy. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, contact me on social media, and let's help this resonate more for you so that you know how to become a healthier person every day. Thank you very much for joining, and you have a fabulous day.